Now pertaining national development, as stakeholders deliberate on best approach to protect the country's critical infrastructure, calls have been made on the need for the National Assembly to establish consequential punishment against perpetrators of national assets. Thorough assessment into the penetration of electricity supply, forest and oil vandalism poised as major focus at the 2025 edition of a Youth Civil Society and Stakeholders Summit held in Abuja. Victoria Agbi-Idogu has more in this report.
Statistics have shown that Nigeria had lost over $150 million to vandalism of infrastructure. The Chief of Defense Staff, General Christopher Musa, says addressing the issues of public assets vandalization requires multifaceted approach from key stakeholders. Also, the Nigerian Security and Civil Defense Corps, Ahmed Buba, revealed that a policy document signed by the President and passed by the National Assembly would help in nipping the challenges of vandalism.
In order to eradicate these problems, we need collaboration and coordination, working together as a team of government agencies, security forces, and other stakeholders.
Intelligence-driven interventions and strategic considerations with stakeholders to ensure that the task is effectively achieved. This quest led to the development of the Critical National Asset and Infrastructure National Protection Policy 2024 document, which has been recently endorsed by the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. This document, which is the first of its kind in Africa, was jointly developed by the Nigerian Security and Civil Defense Corps and the Office of the National Security Advisor. The document provides an enabling framework for the effective protection of Nigerians' national asset and infrastructure.
Representing the Director General, National Agency for the Great Greenwood, Ahmed Bagudu, says the country must ensure that biodiversity in forest is restored. Meanwhile, Ministry of Petroleum Resources NPR sought for collective effort and collaboration amongst relevant stakeholders, including the youth, to serve as ambassadors of peace towards sustainable development.
So our principal duty is to ensure that we restore the biodiversity, that's the trees, the birds, and what have you, infrastructures that are lost due to the effects of drought and desertification. And of course, number one primary activity is to ensure that we plant trees to protect those areas from desertification, hold the movement of the sands, and then ensure that the ecosystem is stabilized and people will have meaningful economic and farming activities that will result to more food security and the social security at the end of the day.
The act of vandalizing oil pipelines, facilities, and related infrastructure not only harm the economy, but also causes significant environmental damage that affects communities and wildlife and future generations.
Speaking on power supply, Comrade Adem Mario Emmanuel charged NSCDC to look inwardly into the electricity generation of the country. The Executive Director of Vision One Leadership Development Initiative, Emmanuel Johnny, says despite economic hardship, peaceful coexistence, protection of critical national assets, and national building should be upheld by citizens.
Those in this city has the capacity to put it to the government for us that it is high time for Nigerian government to retrieve back our NEPA for us. Let it become Nigerian property. On this note, we are begging that our Navy, our Air Force, Civil Defense should sit up by raising up an effective intelligence team.
This investment government has put in place, we must rise up as a community. We must take the responsibility as patriotic citizens in making sure that we advocate, not just advocating for the security of infrastructure, we must also rise to protect those infrastructures. We were opportune to travel to about 11 states in the north to monitor projects and carry out evaluation process for National Agency for the Great Green Wall. And I must commend the agency for their performance, planting a lot of trees. But yet, we see how some criminal-minded people are vandalizing this forest investment, these forest infrastructures. We must rise to call on the National Assembly to say, look, there must be a law where there is stiffer punishment for those vandalizing our infrastructures.
A final call was made on the need to engage women towards achieving peace, cohesion, and the safety of infrastructure in Nigeria. In Abuja, Victoria Agbi reporting for KAFTAN TV News.